Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Nerd Chronicles with your host, the socially awkward nerd, Christian Paul speaking. And finally, after months of dealing with the full-time job, after months of dealing with some crazy ratchetivity when it comes to sports analytics and pseudo red pill nonsense and pseudo female ideology nonsense and all the other stuff coming by while I'm chilling, watching Sunday Night Baseball on a good old Father's Day. And I do want to actually give a huge shout out and a great happy Father's Day to all the dads that are definitely out there living it up at the time of this recording. Okay? Definitely wonderful day today, you know. Big family gathering and all, big feast going on at all today. It is a wonderful, wonderful feeling. But you know, I took the time to do some digging from Kaggle, in which I'm able to deal with a report coming through dealing with global cancer patients stemming from 2015 to 2024. And it's going to be like another classic investigative data visualization, you know, machine learning type ordeal where you make a prediction on how severe a cancer could be, irrespective of which type, but also understand that cancer is extremely unpredictable. Not all cancers are the same, even within types. Depending on that particular person, it can vary from individual to individual, as I will show you definitely in further future videos of this playlist that I will be discussing my project on. But before I do actually present this Kaggle data set here, I do want to take a special moment to discuss the passing of one of the most beloved icons that we see up in the entertainment industry. Ananda Lewis, the notable MTV VJ, you know what I mean? Basically stemming from TRL, right? Howard University alumni, MTV Jams, okay? Carson Daly and all, right? An MTV News supporter as well. All the way out, you feel me? And even though tours with People, King World Productions, you know, having some talk shows that's been syndicated, all of these things actually came down, right? And she was involved in The Insider, Entertainment Tonight, you know, basically mainly appeared on Celebrity Guests and all of these things. Miss Lewis has tragically passed away from stage 4 metastatic breast cancer on June 11th, if I'm not mistaken, which was last Wednesday at the time of this recording. And she tragically passed away at the age of 52. She leaves behind a husband and a 9-year-old son. Okay, and this is extremely tragic. It's extremely unfortunate. On me presenting the news, it's definitely here because cancer can literally touch anyone at any given time. When it comes to certain lifestyles, when it comes to changes in DNAs, when it comes to any variable that can mainly happen whether you're exposed to radiation or not. It can happen to anyone, anywhere, at any time. And we know in a situation that Ananda didn't want to actually take the mammogram when she was first diagnosed at first, as she didn't want to try and deal with dealing with the double mastectomy and all these things, because you know it's gonna have her heart stricken when doing that, and may have saved her life, you know, may have extended her life. We don't really know. Who knows what would have happened since he made that decision. I know this was a decision that she stated in her Instagram post that she deeply regrets in regards with that decision. And I could tell you something like this. I've worked as an office coordinator and assistant manager for my dad's medical practice for a few years now in that role, learning certain ordeals. I've I've witnessed patients who've witnessed and actually dealt with, mastectomies as well, unilateral mastectomies, double mastectomies. I've witnessed it from other patients personally. I'm not going to actually say their names here out of respect for HIPAA privacy, out of respect for HIPAA privacy laws. I won't do that. But I've basically experienced certain patients that actually dealt with breast cancer themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's no joke. I have a teacher that I grew up idolizing when I was dealing with special ed up in Franklin Avenue that actually helped jumpstart my life and jumpstart my social life. Has mainly helped transform me and mold me into the person I am today, due to all of the stuff that's actually encouraged by her. Through her encouragement, through my parents' encouragement, she has played a big integral part on how Christian Paul has mainly been seen through things and how he has improved socially and he has been more active socially all the way down to this day. And she was diagnosed with breast cancer for a time, but she didn't want to tell anybody about it. She wanted to try and keep it in-house between her husband and her kids. Definitely around the time within late 2000s, early 2010s. And unfortunately, she tragically passed away around the year 2012, not directly from breast cancer itself, but complications from breast cancer surgery as well as medication that unfortunately took her out of here that stemmed from the breast cancer itself. Okay? And it is no joke. Okay? Cancer literally is no joke. It is very, very unpredictable. The earlier you get the disease and the earlier you sniff it out, the much better your prognosis will be, and you'll be able to actually get like a thorough strategy and how you want to do it that definitely suits the patient depending on what he or she mainly wants to do. And I want to basically lead this off. I'm not going to actually try and go discuss anything further. We all can learn from Ananda. And it all starts with getting yourself checked out by a primary physician, number one. And also, definitely request your physician actually have you refer yourself to get a mammogram or get like a screening checkup to see if there's any potential cancers that's coming by that's further developed, so you're able to literally nip it in the bud. Just like that. Okay? Because these types of ordeals, mammogram, PET scans, HPV scans, can literally save your life literally down the line if you're able to take action, be proactive now, preferably as soon as possible, before years down the line when time actually goes on, the situation goes worse, and God forbid you're going to be literally in a fight for your life. Not only that, but your finances could definitely be at risk because insurance, unfortunately, will not cover all the cancer treatments nor cancer surgeries. All right. And there has been plenty of people, plenty of content creators that have actually been dealing with relying on GoFundMes just to get through cancer treatments themselves, just to make sure they try and prolong their life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm begging you, please beg you. You don't want to try and put yourself in that position that you're in. Okay? Get yourself thoroughly checked out now. Take care of your health primarily now. If you have to try and go through like any of the fine and diners where they got like a bunch of protein and nutrients, actually get yourself going and get to the appropriate spots you need to, where you're able to actually try and eat a little bit more healthily and not relying on high fructose corn syrup and all this other craziness. You know what I'm saying? You don't get yourself all hooked up in fast food all the time. If you're willing to actually spend more on like healthier alternatives more so often, it'll be way better rather than you actually getting diagnosed with a crazy life-threatening disease that could really hit your pockets hard, big time. And you're going to be dealing with at the mercy of an insurance whenever actually a doctor requests basically either certain medications or certain screenings or tests done that an insurance may deny for God knows whatever reason. Maybe they don't want to pay, or maybe they feel like they say it's unnecessary, or maybe it's like a little manipulative route that they mainly would say just to try and avoid actually paying for the surgery to try and make maximum profit off of those members. Okay? So please be proactive with your health. And that's all I'm saying to you. And definitely we will make sure that we get through this analysis here, because it's really going to be very, very juicy in regards with that. Now, on a somber note, I do want to give my deepest condolences to Ananda's husband as well as his son, as well as her son, and I believe it's Harry Smith, the Will Smith's brother. I am very, very sorry for your loss. Definitely condolences go out to you and your family as well as Anonda's friends during this extremely, extremely difficult time.